Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Don Walters welcoming you to another edition of the Staten Island Bowling Club. This month finds us at Colonial Lanes with our 100th tournament, or our centennial tournament, the Scotch Doubles. And I have with me the teams that are seated in the number 3 spot to my left and the number 2 spot to my right. Now, the Scotch Doubles is a very unique tournament because it pits two competitors that become partners for one game, and they will alternate balls until they get to the 10th frame. Now, whichever bowler starts the 10th frame is committed to finish the 10th frame. And in our first game roll-off, which is going to pit our number 3 seed, which is Rusty Richards and George Lefty Guerrero, against Steve Scheib and Ralph Donna D'Antonio, affectionately called Ralph Alphabet. Now, the winner of that match is going to take on our tournament leaders, Frank Roggio and Anthony Wilkinson. So let's take a minute and let's just spend some time with our number 3 seed, Rusty Richards and George Guerrero. First of all, I want to thank you for your continued support, both of you, of the Staten Island Bowling Club.
You're welcome.
I thought in qualifying it was a little unique. There's a certain strategy that one can employ in a tournament of this magnitude, and that is to pit a right-handed bowler with a left-handed bowler. But you two people both bowling from the left side, do you feel that might put you at a disadvantage?
I think we can make spares from either side.
Yeah, I think we're capable. We're both capable of making spares from either
I
side.
think we can do it.
Okay, and what are you going to have to do to win today's match?
We're going to have to beat the team ahead of us.
Thank you.
That's the team that's
And
on the
stay
lanes.
clean.
Right.
You know, bear in mind, if you win this game, you have to go on to vie against Frank and Anthony, who bowled terrific yesterday.
Yes. That yesterday was one day. Today is another.
And today is
And
another.
Who knows if we're going to bowl them, right? We'll just have to wait
We
to
just
see.
do our best and hope that we get the ball.
That's right.
Is there any strategy now that you have between the two of you as far as who's going to start and throw out the first ball?
I'm going to start.
You're going to start. Okay.
Hopefully, I'll get a strike, and Lefty will get the second strike.
And he'll pick up the momentum from there. Well, I want to wish you the very best of luck, and maybe we'll see you nice people in the winner's circle. Okay, the number 2 seed. Ironically enough, both you guys were here just 3 weeks ago competing against one another in a championship match with our regular club stop. Now you've joined forces to bowl in our Scotch doubles. Is there any strategy that you have talked between the two of you for today's match?
Not really. The only thing we have to do is try to make our spares and try not to leave any space for my partner and make the best team win. Steve has been bowling good. I like it. I'm liking when we bowl in the match, and that's why we team up.
All right. Now, both of you, I think it very unique, and I said the same thing to Lefty and Rusty, that both of you bowl from the right-handed side. So you really don't know who's going to be shooting at those Nemesis 10 pins.
Not really, but we'll take our chances, and one at a time. If we leave any, we'll take them down.
Now, Ralph Alphabet, you are already seated in our Champion of Champions tournament. Steve, if you guys should prevail today, you'll be joining him right back here in February for that prestigious event.
Well, that'd be nice.
But
He'll be
let's-
here. He'll be here.
2 games you have to get through, and of course it's not going to be easy, but I can guarantee it will be fun.
Fine. We're here to enjoy ourselves,
Yeah.
and we're doing this.
Well, I want to wish both of you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you for participating in this year's event. Now we're going to take a very quick break, and then I'm going to introduce my special co-host for this month with our Scotch doubles, Rab Wilkinson, and he's going to be interviewing our first place team of Frank Roggio and his stepson, Anthony Wilkinson.
Today we have Anthony and Frank, the leading qualifiers for Donnie Walters' tournament at Colonial Lanes. What do you think of your chances today, Frank?
With a good partner that I have, excellent.
I think you're going to be all right. Now you got 2 lefties and 2 righties. Who would you rather face?
That is not a fair question, being that the 4 of them I know. So, best luck to all of them.
They're all friends, right?
Exactly.
Who would you rather face, Anthony? 2 lefties or 2 righties?
It doesn't matter. I think it really wouldn't matter because the 2 lefties are going to both leave left side spares. So I think either way, it's going to be the same thing.
It's basically the same people in the same tournament all the time that make the finals. So I wish you both good luck, and I hope you prevail.
Okay, Rab, we're ready to start today's competition with our Scotch doubles. It's our 4th annual event. And it's very interesting to see that the difference in handicap is only a mere 7 pins. And Ralph Alphabet throws the first ball.
And he gets a strike.
I
Right on
think
the
he'll
nose.
take it. I think he'll take it. So now Rusty will come up for the other team, and she'll throw the first ball on lane number 4. And Ralph Alphabet's team is giving Lefty's team the difference of 7 pins in handicap. Thus far, Rab, we're perfect through 1 frame. Both teams have
have a
started
tie.
with strikes.
This is a very unique tournament. This is one of your dreams.
Well, you know, Rab, yourself, this tournament's been around for a long time. It's just been stagnant.
Yeah,
Nobody's
right.
done nothing with it.
But it's very unique. There's nothing around the area like
There
this.
isn't. And,
First bowler throws 1 ball, and the other bowler throws a spare.
and the difference being whoever starts the 10th is going to finish the 10th.
We're getting all strikes here. It doesn't look like anybody's shooting any spares.
I don't think they're going to know how to shoot spares by the time they get around to leaving them. So the team of Guerrero and Richards start with a double, and Alphabet and Scheib are looking to match. And it's funny, Rab, last month over Colonial Lanes, Ralph Alphabet was bowling against Steve Scheib for the club title. And this month they've joined forces.
It looks like we still have a tie. Double, double, double.
We're going to be looking at 360 to 353 at this rate. And again, the bowlers will continue to alternate balls. I asked the bowlers, Rob, if they had any strategy that they could use. I felt the best combination was a left-handed bowler with a right-handed bowler, but none of the teams involved in today's finals went that route.
That's what I asked Anthony and Frank, if they they would rather face 2 lefties or 2 righties, and it just didn't seem that it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who they would face.
I guess if they got to that point, it really doesn't.
Right.
They are the #1 seed. They're guaranteed 2nd place. They only have to win 1 game. And we're going to get a look at our first spare conversion today. The 2-5, and Steve Scheib is going to take a shot at it on lane number 3.
It looks like he's going to convert this spare.
And he covers the first spare of the match. And Rusty Richards will try to keep their perfect game intact, although it is early on in the match. So right now, Steve Scheib's team has 111 in the 3rd, and the team of Richards and Guerrero have 90 in the 2nd with handicap.
A little
Come up
high.
a little high that time, Rab. She left it 2-4 for lefty to try to convert.
Here's a guy that's been around for a long time, lefty.
Paid his dues, hasn't
Lefty
he?
G, he sure has. Sure
One
has.
of the more likable guys on the bowling scene, too, no question.
Yeah, most likely. He never gets angry, never gets mad about the conditions.
And never chops a spare.
That's right.
Converts to 2-4.
Well, he's been around for a while, so he knows how to shoot these spares.
We now go on to frame number 4. And Rusty was a little hesitant. I don't think she was quite sure what was going on. But she will be on lane 3 to start frame number 4. And her team now leads by the difference in handicap, 7 pins. So up to this point, both teams are bowling scratch. They're bowling even round.
That looks pretty good.
Big ball for Rusty.
Good
And
shot,
the
Rusty.
hit.
That was very good. Very good execution.
This can get confusing. Ralph Alphabet is up on lane number 4.
Ralphie's last name is so long, that's why you call him Alphabet.
Yeah, Alphabet Soup. I can't even say his last name. I thought we should change it to Smith or Jones.
That's trouble. A little heavy.
He's to pull that for just a little
3-6.
bit, right?
Yes, see, a little yank job.
The 3-6, and Steve again will try to convert the 3-6 spare on lane number 4. There's an opportunity right here for the left-handed team to take a little bit of a lead as we get to the middle stages of this match.
Looks like a very even shot on both sides. There's nothing favoring either side.
conversion for Steve, and the very sparse crowd that we have watching the matches, Rab, are getting into it.
Yes.
They seem to appreciate the efforts of the bowlers involved. Now that the right-handed team trails by 9 pins, and Ralph Alphabet is up on lane number 3. Pull that ball way inside. Way inside. Look, 6, 7, 10 split. I think he'd like to have that ball back.
That was another yank job. That's
Yeah.
2 yanks in a row.
Yeah, he's definitely pulling that ball across his body.
And he knows what he's doing wrong. He just has to correct it.
6, 7, 10 split for Steve Shives to try to convert. I don't think he's going to get any round. No, missed them all. And those 2 pins early
7
on
all.
are still very big at this point in time.
Especially when you're bowling this pace with handicap.
So they have 143 through 5 with their handicap. And the left-handed team has 138 in the 4th with a strike up, looking to increase that lead with a double.
Looks like it's going to cross. Ooh, he almost got away with it. Left the 8
The
pin.
8 pin, certainly a very makeable spare for Rusty Richards. Rusty Richards is going to shoot this 8-pin cross lane. I've seen her go directly at it in qualifying over here.
But the way these new balls hook, she's got it.
And converts it with no problem whatsoever. That will increase their lead to 15 pins. And Lefty was just getting comfortable, and he's got to get up and bowl again.
15 pins after 5 frames.
15-pin lead. Certainly still, Rab, at this point, anybody's game.
Absolutely. That looks good. Oh, fast 8.
Rab, for a 72-year-old man, Lefty throws that ball awful nice. Very smooth, very methodical. Not a power bowler, a finesse bowler, but certainly very consistent.
He's the same all the time.
6-10
Looks like he'll be
conversion.
around for another
Let's
75
hope
years.
so.
I hope
Let's
so.
hope.
I really do.
Very makeable 6-10 for Rusty Richards to try to convert. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Rab, what happened there? The ball ran a little
Oh,
bit
yes,
on
it
it.
did. And she looks like she yanked the ball a little bit. She pulled it along.
Opened the door for the right-handed team right here. They have 175 and a 6 with their handicap. It's an opportunity for Ralph and Steve to try to take advantage of.
Should have let that ball roll right into the 6 pin.
I think she
And
steered it a little bit.
Yes, she did. She tried to place the ball. Ralphie, that looks. Ooh. Got the 8 pin out. Left the 10 pin.
If Steve has
Crease.
trouble with one spare, Rab, this is it.
The 10 pin?
The 10 pin. I don't mean to be a kiss of death, but I've watched him in qualifying. Definitely struggles with his 10 pins. Either he lofts it too far down, or he comes up short. And after a while, it becomes a mental thing with you. Nice
Looks like he
cover.
converted that one. No problem
Big
at all.
spare, and he's talking to himself right now.
He's very happy with that conversion.
Big conversion. Ralph Alphabet on lane 3,
22.
frame number 7.
That was buried. He didn't yank that one.
No, he learned from his prior mistakes.
He just followed through straight.
He left little doubt about that one. They now have 173 through 7 frames, as Lefty G is up to his 7th frame. Looking to come back from that open frame.
Oh,
You talk about
sneaker.
finessing a strike.
Lefty with a squeaker.
Team now has a
Just
12-pin
enough
lead,
left, just enough.
And Rusty will try to increase it to 22 with a big double right here as we get to the latter stages of this match.
That looks pretty good. Almost left the 6-8 and got a break.
Stole a double. Now enjoy a 22-pin lead.
Now for Steve, this is a must strike.
This is a big ball, the biggest ball of the match, I think, Rab, right here.
Absolutely.
You need a strike to help keep him in the match as they trail by 22 pins.
This lefty combination seems to be a little tough today.
So far. The guys sitting in the leaders are not exactly pushovers. They work
That's
very
right.
hard to get there.
That looks pretty good. Oh, didn't carry the 5. Got the 7.
Seven pin conversions. Hang on. Wow.
Wow, pull that ball again. He just keeps pulling that ball today.
That gives them 191 through 8 with their handicap. And the left-handed team leads by 24 pins.
With 2 frames left.
Frame number 9. A strike right here will be 34-pin lead going in for the championship match.
That's normally a very easy pin for Ralph.
Yeah, but he does. I think he's developing some kind of a negativism with now, but he keeps pulling that ball across
Yes,
his
he
body.
does.
That's not his game.
Trust is a must.
He's not
He's just,
trusting. That's right. Exactly right.
just afraid it's not coming back. That looks pretty good for Steve. Buried.
Big ball for Steve. Frame number 9.
It's not out yet. They're never out.
Ralph Alphabet will bowl the entire 10th frame for the right-handed team. And I think if you're going to employ any strategy, that's the strategy that the right-handed team would want. They would want Ralph looking to throw strikes in the 10th.
You're right. Absolutely right.
Now, this is the key shot for the lefties because it will determine who starts the 10th frame for them.
Once a bowler starts the 10th frame, he finishes the 10th frame.
Yes.
That looks a little high, lefty.
It'll run a little bit. It did run. He left the 2-pin. Very makeable spare. So the left-handers will be leading, and the lefty is going to bowl the 10th frame. And Rab, you know yourself, when you get into the 10th frame and you're leading, your whole attitude towards the game changes, whether you're leading or trailing. If you're leading, you just want to stay safe, and if you're trailing, you want to be very aggressive.
You basically have to be very aggressive in the 10th frame anyway.
So we have a 33-pin lead enjoyed by the team of Rusty Richards and George Guerrero.
But it's not out yet.
But it is not over because the right-handed are working on a strike. And each ball becomes bigger than the previous shot.
Ralphie is normally very good in the 10th frame. Looks a little high. Hey, he left a 4-pin.
And also, Ralph seems to be a very good come-from-behind bowler.
Yes, he is. Well, you notice that in every tournament that you run.
no
Ralphie
question.
he's basically makes the finals in every one of your tournaments.
And he seemed to be very complacent until the 10th frame comes, and then he seems to put the pedal to the metal. Look at this, look at this. He sailed right by the 4-pin. They finished with a very impressive 252 effort. Wow. So he can strike out for 168, 198, plus 53 pins. I think if he goes out, he's going to lose.
68, 198.
They're getting 53 pins on handicap. 53
Very
is
10.
He could have struck out for a tie game had he struck out.
Ball was there. He got a buried 10-pin. But it's never over till it's over.
And you know, and a 10-pin is nothing you can do. You put the ball there. It's just
Ball
another
was there.
power.
Well, a couple of missed spares. That's the name of the game. You
Yeah,
have
we'll
to
do
make
it
those
every
spares.
Converts to 10, and he'll throw the fill ball. And with the fill, they'll finish with a very nice 231 effort. So they'll take home third place money of $150. And and the left-handed duo of Guerrero and Richards will take on the leaders. He finishes with a fine 2:30 effort, and they'll finish third place overall. Now we're going to take a little break to give the new team a chance to throw some practice balls, and we'll come back with that game in a few minutes. Start our championship match, which features our winner of the first match, the team of Rusty Richards and George Guerrero, against our #1 seed, Frank Roggio, and your stepson, Anthony Wilkinson. And Rusty starts the match, continues to come up high. Seems that she's moved her shot inside for some reason. Left a 2-7 split.
In practice, I was watching her. She was playing down, straight down the first arrow, down 5, and now she's tugging the ball a little bit, and she's playing around 10. And that put her right on the nose.
Tough way to start the match with a 2-7 split.
What is the difference in the handicaps on these two?
2 pins.
2 pins. Okay, nice spare, lefty.
The lefties are receiving 2 pins from the right-handed tandem of Frank Roggio and Anthony Wilkinson. Now, I know Anthony was a little nervous bowling yesterday. The cameras are rolling. Hopefully he's equal to it today.
Well, this is the first time he's been in this position.
But this is, of course, how you learn.
Absolutely right. The ball looks pretty good, Anthony. Okay, got the 5 out. Got a break.
Well, that was a very safe ball right there.
Absolutely
right.
right.
In the middle, left the 7 pin. His
Well,
partner to convert.
This particular house, you can play down at the long, dark board on the 10th board, the second arrow. And most of the time, the ball will hold. But these balls that they use today, these resin balls, they hook, they don't hook, they overreact, they underreact. And that's a lot of bowlers having problems with these balls. That looks pretty good, Frank.
And that ball he trusted.
Yes.
That ball he trusted, converted to 7 pin. Anthony will go to lane number 3, frame number 2.
Anthony is a student at NYU. He's a freshman at NYU.
Terrific. Very nice.
And Frank is a sanitation worker. He works for the city.
You know, it's good, Rab, that he's got his priorities in order. Nothing more important than education. The
Without
game
it-
is second. It'll always be here.
Without a doubt, he got a very fine scholarship at NYU. Looks like a cross. A little high, Anthony. He got 9 out of it. He left the 6 pin.
I think they would take this all day. 9
Absolutely.
spare, 9 spare, 9 spare.
9 spares, 190.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's right. Frank taking his time. They must keep these balls very clean. Everybody wipes them off if they don't want any oil
I
on them.
noticed that. Every player is doing the same thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Little pull job, that's all. Pulled it across his body.
Rab, is that the conditions that make him do that, to make them pull the ball like that?
No, it's not the conditions. It's just a little anxiety. Looking to make that spare perfectly, and he just pulled the ball a little bit. Didn't trust the ball.
That's a big open for them. They have 86 in a second.
Well, it
with the
certainly is.
handicap.
That time, Rusty went out a little bit left.
Yeah. Doing more outside. Left to 10
She
pin.
hit the pocket.
Lefty G will try to convert to 10 pin.
As we said before, spares are a must.
And you know, it's funny, Rabbit, when you're bowling in league competition, when bowlers are practicing, they never shoot spares.
Always shoot the pocket.
I mean, because all the bowlers are strike-oriented.
Nice spare, Lefty.
You know, it's funny, when Lefty covers his spare, he covers them all the same way. He's not dead on, he just nudges them. Just enough to cover them, but certainly they count.
As long as he makes them.
That's the bottom line. There's no substitute for that. This team is enjoying a 3-pin lead right now as we go to frame number 3. Now she's out where she belongs.
Yes.
Much better, much better.
And she gets a very 7 pin.
7 pin. That's more type of a ball for that Rusty Richards course.
Maybe she heard me.
That could be. She must have done something because she definitely moved more outside.
She most certainly did. Oh, that's a quick adjustment on most of these bowlers.
I was
They know
always
what they have to
taught
do.
when you're shooting a 7 or a 10 pin, that if you shoot for the shadow of the pin, it's a lot easier to convert.
Yes, it is. You have to get used to it. You look at the shadow on the lane of the top of the pin. and you will very, very, very
To bring
seldom,
the target closer to you.
yes, very seldom miss it.
And that was a perfect example right there. So spares are
I
the name
believe
of the
it.
game right here for the championship match.
It
thus
sure
far.
is. Strikes are a rarity.
I know you had some words of encouragement for Anthony prior to the match.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nice ball.
Nice ball, Anthony.
Terrific
Very
shot.
good.
Terrific shot.
He's getting to be a very cool guy.
I was waiting for the smile. There it is. First strike on camera in his young career.
He's going to be all right. A double here
needed
with
that.
Frank will put him ahead.
They needed that strike because now they can throw the double, and it helps compensate for that open frame.
Frank, that looks pretty good. Oh, wow. Did that ball jump? Double pinochle for Frank. I think he slowed down a little bit before. Before he had a little more pep.
I would think right here Anthony should play for the 2 pins.
That's what he would probably do.
It's early on. They still have time to get it back.
That's exactly what he did. Go
Sometimes
for the
you
wood.
shoot for the 2, you get lucky, you cover them all.
Yes.
So he gets the 2 pins. They have 112 through the 4th,
They have 2 opens,
with 2 breaks.
and the left-handed team is clean all the way. Lefty with a bomb.
Rob, the lefties seem to be gaining a little bit of momentum as this match progresses.
Well, once they get ahead, they want to stay ahead.
Another big ball for Rusty Richards.
And the other team is opening the door for
Yes.
them.
And this team has the opportunity to walk in and take charge of the match with a big strike right here by Lefty G.
You have a very nice prize list for this particular tournament. 500 first, 300 second, 150 third, and fourth. Even paying fourth, $50.
Rob, unfortunately, the turnout was not what I anticipated, but wow.
Oh, Lefty got a break there.
He almost got lucky and carried a strike.
All right.
He throws a very safe ball, Lefty. He's always around the head pin. He always leaves makeable spares.
That's the name of the game.
I think Rusty was just contemplating where to stand to try to convert this 4-pin.
What do you think we could do to get more entries into this tournament?
Probably publicize it a little bit more than it has been.
Okay, because it's very unique. It's
Yeah, it's a little different.
This is
In
what
this
people
type of
want.
Tournament, Rab, the emphasis is on fun rather than money.
Yeah, but fun and money. But you have a very nice prize list
Yeah.
for the amount of entries that you had.
You know, everybody gets to know one another, bowl one another. 25.
For a $25 entry fee, you can win $500.
But it's a big frame for the right-handed tandem right here.
Frank really went out that far. Boy, did that ball come back. A little more pep on that ball. Trust is a must. He gave it a little bit of room.
Now, what's
Once-
Anthony thinking right now, Rab? Knows he'd love to have a strike right here.
He's looking for that double.
I think sometimes you're better off you don't think. Just get up there. You know what you got to do. Get up there and do it.
And basically, when you go back to basics, you'll be all right. That looks pretty good. Very nice, Anthony.
Terrific shot. Big shot.
That was a clutch,
Needed it desperately.
clutch double.
Big clutch double for young Anthony Wilkinson.
See the difference in the balls where Anthony goes straight down the boards
Yes.
and Frank really hooks the ball? Anthony will stay out of trouble most of the time, where Frank will get in trouble because the ball.
Where Anthony puts the ball, it's going to go right there.
Yes. Well, let's see if they put a little pressure on the lefties. Nope.
Now,
He
I was looking for
prevailed.
that ball to run, Rab, and that ball set.
Ball stopped.
So he answered the call with a strike of his own, and this match is getting very interesting. It's a 26-pin lead for the left-handed team, but you can hear rumblings coming from the right-handers. Wow.
Rusty pulled that ball. She went drifted right to the left-hand corner instead of just rolling it down the first arrow.
Now again, Rab, he should still be thinking of at least 2 pins.
Absolutely right. More than likely, Lefty will go for the 2 pins.
2 means 4.
Yes. Being on a strike, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he switched balls at this time to keep it in play. He tried. Nice try.
The 2 pins. And that'll give him 186 through 7 with the handicap.
This is a big ball for Frankie.
Very large ball for Frank Roggio. Biggest ball of the match up to this point. And he knows it. Frank knows it.
And he just got a strike on his lane 4. Gave it room. The ball jumped. Slowed down a little bit.
Seems very inconsistent with his ball. By that I mean one frame it jumps, then it doesn't. Now this one jumped again. Tough conversion for young Anthony. He's getting a real test here.
Yes,
in
he
today's
is.
competition. 3, 6, 10.
This is a must spare. Outside, he's going to make it. Chops. Chop. Came back. Got the 10 pin.
167 through 7 to 186 for the left-handers. And 19 pins.
The strike for the left-handed.
You're on the wrong spot.
She just come off that lane. She just come off that lane. She got split.
You're on the wrong spot.
Yeah, got it. Racing. On the wrong lane.
Dead ball. Dead ball. Okay, Rab, we had a little problem where Rusty went out of line through the strike, or out of turn. Okay. There we go. Okay, Rab, we are back. Anthony looks to convert the 4 pin.
Looks good. The crowd is getting excited.
Yes.
Going into the 8th and 9th frame and then 10th frame. Final frames.
Not only is getting excited, it's getting large.
That's right. It's only 9 pins. That ball just hung out there.
Wow.
Looks like she just come over the top of the ball just a little bit.
3, 5, 10 conversion for lefty.
This is a seesaw match going back and forth.
This is a game of give and take, Rab. Nobody wants to take charge of this game. Both teams have had opportunities to do so. Neither team has done so up to this point.
It's a very important spare. And it looks very good.
Looks like he's going to convert it, and he
To
does.
the outside.
In a spare that they desperately needed to maintain their lead. And they have 196 in the 8th with a spare, and the right-handers have 177 in the 8th with a spare. Difference of 19 pins as we approach a very crucial foundation frame, the 9th frame. This will determine again who bowls the 10th frame.
Strike for Rusty.
Terrific mix. A lot of revolutions on that ball.
See how far she was out there?
Yes.
She was outside the first arrow.
She's trusting the ball now, Rab. Early on, she was not. Big 9th frame strike for the left-handers. Now let's see if Frank can answer the call and keep that deficit at only 19 pins. Needs a strike to do it.
Oh, you got
He'll
a strike
take
on a
it.
cross.
He'll take it. He'll take it on the cross. 19-pin lead for the left-handers over the right-handers as we approach frame number 10.
So now that means Anthony will shoot the 10th frame.
And all the pressure lies on his young shoulders. I think up to this point he's answered the call pretty well for his debut.
Absolutely right. Very good, Anthony.
Shot.
Very good
Beautiful shot. Rab, if he's nervous, he's not showing it at this point in time. That makes it 9-pin deficit for his team.
You don't show it for He is very nervous.
Well, nervousness comes from within. And you know, the hardest part of this game, Rab, is doing what you know you have to do.
Absolutely
He knows
right.
he's got to throw strikes here, and he's doing it.
But he is getting to be very good in the 10th frame.
A little more outside that time. He'll
Carry
take
the
it.
double.
He'll
Gotta
take
break.
the
Gotta
double.
break.
He'll take the double. He can finish with a terrific 247 with handicap with the fill ball here.
This is going to be a very, very close match. This is a matter of pins. Terrific, terrific, Anthony.
Anthony finishes with a triple and a 247 effort. So the right-handers couldn't ask for anything better than that, than to have young Anthony finish the 10th frame, as he does in resounding fashion with a triple. And Lefty G, who opened
strike.
the first match in the 10th frame, if you remember, to open the door, again is in the same position. He will bowl the 10th frame. Leaves a 6-pin. Well, he himself will convert. Got to make the spare. Needs a spare and 4. Actually, a spare and 3. Must have the spare. The whole match is right here with this ball. If he misses it, the right-handers win. If he makes it, they go to the victory circle.
Looks like, look at this.
Look
Oh,
at, as I said
just
earlier
about
on,
made
he
it.
just makes every spare. Never a doubt, he says. Never a doubt.
This was a very, very close match. It all came down to Frank's double pinochle. That's the way it looks. Your handicaps are in there. 246, and they lost by a pin. The left hand is lost by a pin. He needed a strike on the first ball.
There you have it.
Lefty needed a strike on the first ball, and Anthony and Frank win by 1 pin, right down to the wire.
Wow.
Anthony struck out to win by a pin.
I guess I have to apologize, Brad, because I certainly messed that up. I had the left-handers winning with that spare conversion, and
Now I called up, he needed the first strike, and I listened to you.
boy, you see what happens?
We're going back
you
to
hang with the wrong people, Rab. I'm telling you.
We're going back to school, Donnie.
But listen, you have to give young Anthony a world of credit.
Struck out to win by a pin.
Now, I got a question for you. Now, do you think in that situation, Anthony was better off leading the 10th rather than having to come up after their score was already posted?
No, he was fine in the situation that he was in. He was fine.
Okay.
He was fine.
Okay, so let's take a quick break so that I can find a rock to hide under. And then we'll come back and we'll spend some time with the runner-ups and our latest winners.
Okay, great.
Back here at Colonial Lanes with our 4th annual Scotch Doubles event. And we have with us the bookends, Anthony Wilkinson and Frank Roggio, who are this year's champions. And Rab, when you speak of storybook endings, I would have to say that this tournament certainly had a storybook ending as far as young Anthony is concerned.
You're absolutely right. He came through in the clutch when he needed it, and he had a triple out to win by a pin. Not knowing that you knew it, but somebody knew it.
The right person knew it, and that's what counted. And as I said to you early on, I said, the hardest part of this game is doing what you know you have to do.
Absolutely right.
He
And he
knows-
prevailed.
Absolutely right. So I think his debut for cable casting was certainly an overwhelming success. Anthony, I want to congratulate you. Everybody's out there watching. What's the word of the day for you?
I'm hungry.
You were hungry for a few bucks today. You won a few bucks. If you were nervous, it didn't show in the 10th frame.
Thank you.
And
I
I'm-
was,
and
but
I'm sure I'm sure you were. But
Mhm.
as Rab commented, you were throwing a very safe ball. A ball that always managed to keep you out of trouble near the head pin. And it certainly worked for you today.
yeah, it
So
did.
we want to congratulate you very much. You will get to your winner's circle with a half a title with the Staten Island Bowling Club. But that half a win will vault you to a Champion of Champions tournament which takes place in February right here at Colonial Lanes. And the other half of that tournament goes to this young man to my immediate left, and that's Frank Roggio. Frank, I said early on that a righty-righty tandem doesn't always fit the bill in this type of a competition, but it certainly worked for you today.
Well, I'm just glad my partner was on. Like you know, today I had a difficult time, and I guess it was meant to be.
Well, you see, that's the concept of a team play. One guy carries the other.
Exactly.
You know, and there were times in the game, the match that he picked you up. There were times that you picked him up. Coming to the 10th frame, I don't think you could have asked for a better finish.
No.
He started the 10th. He certainly prevailed. You both worked hard, not only today, but yesterday in qualifying. You made it in the last squad as the #1 seed, and that paid dividends for you today.
Oh, this is very true. Last squad yesterday, it looked like we couldn't do anything wrong, and I'm glad it just carried a little bit of the luck carried today too.
You know, I mentioned early on, Frank, that watching the match, it seemed to me that the left-handers were gaining a little bit of momentum. Then they had that big split. That seemed to be the turning point of the match.
Spares are everything.
Spares are certainly the name of the game, that's for sure. Rob, I know you have a question for our champions.
For Anthony, how did you feel getting up in the 10th frame? Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was nervous. I didn't know what the situation was because I forgot what the handicap was. But I knew in order to have a chance, I needed a double. So, and then I figured if I got the double, then I at least had to force him to mark.
Must have felt great on that second one because you got a good
The second one was very nice. It was a very nice gift.
That was a Frank, after you threw that double pinochle, what did you say to yourself?
Can't be said on the yeah. Yeah, I just slowed down too much. The timing was off today. From the first thing this morning till I finished up, it was just not my day.
Well, you won the tournament anyway. Congratulations.
In spite of
To
that.
an excellent partner.
Rob, it only goes to show you the teachings of the veteran certainly prevailed in the youngster in today's competition. That's for sure. Because I know that you were very influential with his game out there today.
Yes.
And not only in bowling, but in life in general, which is terrific. That's what it's all about. And I want to thank you, Rob, for helping me out today in lieu of Mr. Simonelli not being here. Always a pleasure working with you, my friend.
Always a pleasure with
Always. And I want to thank our latest champions, Anthony Wilkinson and Frank Roggio. We will welcome you to our Champion of Champions tournament in February right here at Colonial. And to all you viewers watching out there, I want to thank you for your continued support of the Staten Island Bowling Club. This will wrap up our 100th or centennial tournament and our 8th complete season with the Staten Island Bowling Club. We'll be starting our 9th season in 1995. So remember, viewers, to go bowling, it makes you feel like you'd like to.